All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Brandon Ivy, Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California, the founder and CEO of Ivy League Crypto Academy, ILCA for short. This is my third big broadcast of the day. So this has been my Saturday all day. We did a crypto talk earlier this morning. We had a Starvar showcase. I then did a Starvar reaction call that lasted 2 hours. And now we're going to talk about tonight what is exactly the metaverse with blockchain. Now, I already have an entire course written up, I think 15 lessons or so about the metaverse, and I will post that link at the end for those who want to purchase those courses. But tonight, is not my lesson. I'm actually going to be reading an article from Cointelegraph and see how they break down what is the metaverse in blockchain technology from their perspective. And I want to see, I'm just curious to see what they say about it compared to what I wrote up about it. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions for entertainment, training, and educational purposes only. And it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. So, what's wrong with this link here? Let me try to bring it up over here. It was up earlier. No problem. So while that is loading up, let me recognize some of you guys. We are streaming in multiple Facebook groups, Twitter, and Instagram. And I see who's typing their name. I see Miss Marnita Casa, Mike Nowalski. How you doing, Mike? I know you've been doing things on the health side, making sure we get you healthy. I see we also have Gina Ray, Dorothy Mays. Good evening. Good evening. Are you telling me that they pull Don? Is this under ILCA on your Zoom? No. This is I have this streaming on my Facebook channel, also my Ivy League crypto group, also my 5 day challenge group, also my Bitcoin and blockchain group. And feel free to share this anywhere as well. What is going on here? That Cointelegraph is not pulling this up. What is the metaverse? Pull this up. I haven't had any issues. Oh, all of them are messing up. All right, let me E. Okay, I'm going to disappear for about 20 seconds. So I will be right back. All right. I am back. Yeah, I'm on StreamYard for this Don. So, all right. So now we should be good to go. So I will share screen. What is the metaverse? Move this over here. Oh, not that one. Oh, I have to keep it over here first. Okay. Still StreamYard acts funny with me with my multiple screens. Here we go. Window. All right, there we go. Okay, let me double check, make sure you can see this clearly. There we go. All right, so let's jump on into this. Again, this is not my lesson. This is from Cointelegraph, The Future of Money. And they did an article titled, What is Metaverse and Blockchain? A Beginner's Guide on an Internet-Enabled Virtual World. All right. Metaverse explained. These days, everyone seems to be talking about the metaverse as the next big thing that will alter our online lives. However, everyone appears to have their interpretation of the metaverse. That is, if they have one at all. The term metaverse was first used in Neil Stephenson's iconic cyberpunk novel Snow Crash, published in 1992. But what is the metaverse? The metaverse, always capitalized in Stevenson's fiction, is described as a shared imaginary realm that is made available to the public across the worldwide fiber optics network and projected onto virtual reality goggles in the novel. In other words, something like this. Therefore, the phrase can apply to digital settings that have been enhanced with virtual reality or augmented reality. So you have VR, that's virtual reality, where you are actually in a new imagined world, or AR, augmented reality, which is what, if you guys saw the unveiling of Apple's their new, I don't know what they call those new glasses, goggles is coming out next year. That's augmented reality because you're not changing your physical area. They're just imprinting images on as a layer on top of the real world. That's augmented reality. Meta in the term means beyond, and verse refers to the universe. And you've seen a lot of this in the movies lately. Spider-Man's got that multiverse of madness. We just saw yesterday the Flash, different multiverses. So a lot of different movies are using this theme. Moreover, some people, Ant-Man and Quantum Mania. Moreover, some people also use the term metaverse to refer to virtual worlds in which players can roam around and interact with other players. For instance, a world where developers can build buildings, parks, signs, and things that do not exist in reality. It includes vast hovering overhead light shows and notable neighborhoods where the rules of three-dimensional space-time are ignored, and free combat zones where people can go hunting and kill each other. The COVID-19 epidemic ignited the interest in the metaverse as more individuals work and go to school online. There has been a rise in the desire for techniques to make online contact more lifelike. Mark Zuckerberg revealed in July 2021, that the company intends to construct a more maximalist version of Facebook that includes social presence, office work, and entertainment. Facebook changed its name to Meta on October 28, 2021, reflecting its more significant commitment to creating a virtual environment known as a metaverse. In this article, we will discuss the metaverse coins, tokens, and wallets, as well as blockchain metaverse startups, crypto metaverse projects, hello, and how the metaverse works. So, what are the core attributes of a metaverse? The most popular ideas about the metaverse come from science fiction. The metaverse is frequently depicted in this context as a kind of digital jacked in internet, a manifestation of actual reality, but one grounded in a virtual, often theme park like world. So the core attributes of the metaverse can be identified as be synchronous and live, meaning it never pauses, it never shuts down or stops, be persistent, consistent, a fully functioning economy. And this is a fully functioning economy when you talk about the blockchain that is player driven, not company driven. An experience. You are having a real life experience in this world. And if you want to think about this, I graduated from high school before the internet was really, we weren't really on the internet like that. 1994 is the year I graduated. And now, because of the internet, because of social media like Facebook and Twitter and things like that, we are able to stay connected with people we went to high school with old friends that we might have lost a long time ago, with family that you normally will only see on weddings and funerals and maybe Christmas or family reunions. The social media has allowed us to connect to each other and interact with each other in a way never before in history have we been able to. There's no borders, there's no such thing as distance to stop that connection. The metaverse is going to take that to a whole nother level because of it's an experience, a whole nother level. For example, without the social media aspect, I would have never really been able to connect with my extended family. I have family all over the world. I've got family in Germany. I've got family in Europe. I've got family, got in Marnita in Colorado. I would only be able to interact with those who live within driving distance of me. So think of the metaverse as a way that's going to take what we're already doing to another real live life experience. Wide range of contributors offer unprecedented interoperability. Give another example. My uncle Leroy passed away in when I was in college, and when I came back home and we went to this funeral. Now he and his family, he had a lot of kids. They live in Las Vegas. I live in Los Angeles. So when we went to the funeral, not only did he have a lot of kids, he also has a gang of grandkids, a lot. Every time I look up, there's a new one. And he also had himself 10 or 11 brothers and sisters, which includes my grandmother. And growing up, I never was able to interact with all of them. And so at the funeral was the first time I saw a lot of my cousins. But after the funeral, they went back home to Vegas and San Diego, and we had a lot of family from Louisiana that it came out to the funeral that I ain't seen since. Well, they said when I was born when they saw me. But now social media, I'm in contact with a lot of them, all of them. I've got one cousin that's a professional basketball player down in Brazil, and I get to see his games. I get to see how his family. I get to see the progression of the kids from they're little to when they're getting bigger. But the metaverse, we're going to be able to do even more than that. Offer unprecedented interoperability. Synchronous and live. While pre-scheduled and self-contained events will occur, the metaverse will be a living experience that exists continuously for everyone and in real time, just as it does in real life. So a lot of people think the metaverse is a game. No, it's just another level of experience that's going to impact everybody. It's persistent. It never resets, pauses, or ends. It just keeps going endlessly. It's available individually and concurrently. Everyone can be a part of the metaverse and take part in a specific event, place activity simultaneously and with their agency in the metaverse. A fully functioning economy. Individuals and businesses should be able to create, own, invest in, sell, and be compensated for a vast array of efforts that produce value that others recognize. An experience. It should span both digital and physical worlds, private and public network experiences, as well as open and closed platforms. A wide range of contributors. It should be filled with by content and experiences developed and operated by many contributors, some of whom are self-employed, while others are informally organized or commercially oriented businesses. Offer unprecedented interoperability. It should offer remarkable data, digital items, assets, content, and other interoperability between each of the experiences. A car developed for Rocket League or even Porsche's website could be transported over to work in Roblox. Today's digital world operates as if it were a shopping mall, with each store having its own money, unique ID cards, proprietary units of measurement for items like shoes or calories, and various dress rules, among other things. What is not the metaverse? Okay, what do they say? Well, I did not read this article before doing this, so I'm reading this live with you guys. While the comparisons above are likely to be part of the metaverse, they aren't the metaverse themselves. For decades, virtual worlds and games with artificial intelligence driven characters and those populated with actual humans in real time have existed. Therefore, a virtual world isn't a meta. So just because there's a virtual world doesn't mean that's the metaverse. I agree with that. But a fictitious and synthetic one created for a particular goal or a game. Like I played this game, Matrix Online. That wasn't a metaverse game. It was a virtual world. Some of you guys might have played World of Warcraft. That's a virtual MMO. You might have played The Sims, or what's another one I could think of? But anyway, these worlds are virtual. That's not the metaverse. So we're going to see what they say. What makes it a metaverse? So a virtual world isn't a meta universe, but a fictitious and synthetic one created for a particular goal. Similarly, digital content experiences like Second Life, that's another one. That's a big one. Now, Second Life probably could have been the closest idea of the metaverse because they did have their own economy. You could create your own product and sell it in the game into the real world. So they were probably, I will say, the closest to a metaverse. That's why it's often referred to as proto metaverses. Yeah, okay. Proto metaverses. But various facets of virtual worlds, like the representation of humans by digital avatars, lack of game-like goals or skill systems, and virtual hangouts persist. And even though they offer virtually simultaneously content updates, they are insufficient for the metaverse. Therefore, a virtual space isn't a metaverse. Just like a stable coin isn't a crypto coin. A CBDC is a digital coin, not a crypto coin. Without the blockchain, it's not crypto. Okay. Virtual reality is a method of experiencing a virtual world or area. A sense of presence in a digital world isn't enough to constitute a metaverse. Furthermore, while a metaverse may have some game-like aims, feature games, and use gamification, it is not a game in and of itself, nor is it focused on specific goals. Hence, it is neither virtual reality nor a game. So in other words, those of you on the Starvara project, Starvara is bringing to the market an open world, a virtual reality that you can access through your mobile app or VR headset or Xbox and PlayStation. But what makes it the metaverse is what you saw in the showcase today. I'm not going to rehash that because I spent 2 hours talking about it today. That is what makes it the metaverse. A metaverse is not centrally programmed like Disneyland. Therefore, it is not a virtual theme park. Similarly, a metaverse is not a new app store. Instead, it is fundamentally different from contemporary internet and mobile paradigms, design and priorities. Okay, I like this article so far. So how does the metaverse work? The metaverse can be divided into two sorts of platforms in general. The first involves leveraging NFTs. Oh, did we not hear about that today? In fact, I took a note because I'm gonna be really be talking about this. What they are attempting to do is create real NFTs. That's going to be a big, big thing. Those of you that understand crypto, you want to latch on to that aspect. And over the weeks and months as we learn more about this, I will be so much more vocal about this aspect of it. The NFTs as they are right now compared to the real NFTs. The first involves NFTs and cryptocurrencies to create blockchain based metaverse startups. People can buy virtual land and create their own settings on Decentraland and the Sandbox platforms. The second group uses the metaverse to describe virtual worlds in general, where people might meet for business or enjoyment. In July, Facebook Inc. announced the formation of a metaverse product team. You know what I did not look at is what's the date of this article? Let me see real quick. It doesn't have one. I think this looks like this was done in 2022. Okay, so the second group uses the metaverse to describe virtual worlds. In July, Facebook Inc. announced the formation of a metaverse product team. People who buy or trade virtual assets on blockchain based platforms must use cryptocurrencies, despite many metaverse services offering free accounts. Several blockchain based platforms, such as Decentraland's Mana and the Sandbox's Sand, require Ethereum based crypto tokens to purchase and sell virtual assets. Users can trade NFT artworks or charge for admission to a virtual show or concert in Decentraland. They can also make money by trading land, which has seen a significant increase in value in recent years. Users can earn money on Roblox by charging other users for access to their games. What can you do in the metaverse? That's what people think. Play games? No, that's only one aspect of it. One can take a virtual trip, buy digital clothing, go to a virtual concert in the crypto metaverse projects. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the metaverse could be a game changer for the work from the home shift. Horizon Workrooms, a free open beta from Facebook, is now available for download on Oculus Quest 2 in regions where Quest 2 is supported. Workrooms is a virtual meeting space that allows you and your coworkers to collaborate more effectively from any location. You can join a conference in VR as an avatar or make a video call from your laptop or PC to the virtual room. You can collaborate on ideas using a sizable virtual whiteboard, bring your computer and keyboard into VR to collaborate with others, or have expressive discussions that feel more like you're in person. However, tech firms must yet figure out how to connect their various web channels. To make it work, competing technological platforms will need to agree on a set of standards to avoid switching between the Facebook metaverse, Microsoft metaverse, or others. So there is no just one metaverse. Okay. There's going to be many different platforms using their versions of the metaverse. Ultimately, there will be one open world metaverse for everyone for all, but we're not there yet. Is crypto the key to the metaverse? The metaverse's goal is to provide people with an augmented reality experience that in many ways may surpass physical reality in terms of experiences and opportunities. Let's take a look at why the metaverse needs encryption to function correctly. The unhackability and immutability of blockchain are critical properties for any virtual reality technology to gain broad adoption. Hacks and data breaches are common, but if people are supposed to operate in an entirely online and virtual environment, the underlying platform on which they will be operating must be secure. Not only does blockchain allow for fast confirmation of information, but it also allows for cryptographically secure and protected transactions. Blockchain and crypto assets are a fundamental and integral aspect of how virtual reality will be deployed. Building on the previous point, the metaverse will want and require transactions to be completed on demand, which blockchain and crypto assets can help to enable. There will need to be transactions for an actual virtual reality environment to work and perform as stated. These transactions must be secure and virtually fast. Individuals in this ecosystem, in particular, will need to be able to A, transact and engage as readily as if they were in person, and B, have trust that these transactions will be completed. Individuals and institutions can conduct transactions in a virtual, traceable, and real-time manner via crypto transactions, which are feasible and proven methods. However, even without the continued use of blockchain and crypto asset technology, the trend toward virtual and online payments has been growing. Transacting and engaging in commerce in an online environment has become a mainstream evolution that has become even more commonplace with the adoption of crypto payments by Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. Crypto-enabled payments became even more prevalent in a virtual ecosystem, such as the metaverse, and it makes sense that such payments will move to the forefront in the future. The metaverse is still a developing and rapidly expanding field. Still, the bottom line is that to support and actualize a fully functional metaverse, blockchain and crypto assets will need to play a significant part in its future implementation. So if you hear other programs out there talking about they got a metaverse and it has nothing to do with blockchain, crypto, this technology, it's not the metaverse. It's not, they're going to have this, it's a centralized virtual world. Okay, the metaverse is all about you having control and ownership of your own content and your own data and your ability to move transactions around in this world, in and out. Are there any concerns with the metaverse? Well, a few other concepts could be fundamental to the metaverse, although they aren't universally accepted. One of these concerns is whether participants will have a single digital identity or avatar that they will use throughout all of their encounters. This would be useful, but it's doubtful because each of the metaverse's eras, leaders will still want their own identification systems. Okay, let me break that down in layman's terms. Right now, if you have a YouTube account, you have a login for that. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Snapchat, all of those, Facebook, you have a different account on every single one. What if all you had to do was create one internet account and that account goes with you on every platform? So you don't have to sign up all over again. And the data that you're including in your account goes with you everywhere you go on the net. That is the ultimate version of where this is going. The problem right now is that each big company wants to create their own platform with their own universe unique to them. The biggest one is going to be Apple. Apple has always been, they don't believe in open source. They have their own operating system and they want to keep everything in-house. So it's going to be difficult to take their technology and transfer it over into, let's say, the Android side of things. So they're going to be in-house. Meta was kind of the same way. Microsoft. So until there's a bridge that will allow, no matter where you go, what platform you use, you're able to move your content and go with you. I think we're still a ways from that. So today, for example, there are a few dominant account systems, but none covers the entire web, and they frequently stack atop one another with limited data sharing access. For instance, if your iPhone is linked to an iOS account, you might use your Meta, previously Facebook ID, to log into an app, which is linked to your Gmail account. So that's in the gaming world, we call it your PSID. I think Xbox has something like that as well. That doesn't matter what game I play or move into, my ID goes with me. And it's keeping track of all of my stats on multiple different games. And then I can pull up the PS app and I can see everything for all the different gaming worlds I've been in with the one ID. Something like that. And iPhone has something like that too. We call it a gamer tag. There's also debate over how much interoperability is required for a metaverse to be the true metaverse, rather than just an evolution of the internet as we can see today. I think, and I don't think it's happened yet, but I think in the future, there's going to be one open source metaverse in the same type of style that Bitcoin has been generated. But the only problem with that, and I think it's probably going to go up on the dark web first, is a world where you can do anything you want. There's a flip side to that, which means technology that gives people the opportunity to do bad things will inevitably be used to do bad things. And that will be a world you don't want, it ain't going to be for kids. Let's just put it that way. And I think you're going to have Interpol all over that. And I don't know how they're going to try to police something like that, because and I'm not going to go into that tonight about the problems of that. How will we enforce different things? What's the difference between privacy and your ability to do whatever you want to do? We just look at the fight going on with Twitter right now. Can you use Twitter to spread false information that you believe is true? Just because you believe it's true doesn't make it true. And then if you're shut down for that, then you scream, "Oh, they're my First Amendment rights." Well, it's a private organization; they can do whatever they want. If they don't want to take your business, they don't have to. Now that brings up a whole bunch of other concerns with pornography and child trafficking and illicit drugs. So that's another thing. But I think there's going to be something like that, just like the Oasis in Ready Player One. So there's also debate over how much interoperability is required for a metaverse to be the true metaverse, rather than just an evolution of the internet as we see today. Many people also question whether or not a real metaverse can have only one operator. There you go, as is the case in Ready Player One. Some argue that a metaverse's definition necessitates a heavily decentralized platform based primarily on community-based standards. Well, right there, a DAO. One big metaverse controlled by a DAO where the people are able to kind of self-police. That could be possible. And so if there's no child trafficking stuff being generated, child pornography, all that other kind of crap wouldn't be allowed in the system. So some argue that a metaverse's definition necessitates a heavily decentralized platform based primarily on community-based standards and protocols, similar to the open web, and an open source metaverse operating system or platform, though this does not rule out the presence of a dominant closed platforms in the metaverse. Didn't I write anything down here about DAOs from today? Yeah. Dark Fusion, a layer 2 solution that's bringing faster speed, low fees for fintech industries, blockchain services, NFT marketplaces, and DAO, DOA, Decentralized Autonomous Organizations. Okay. Is the metaverse only a Facebook initiative? No. The metaverse is not just an initiative by Facebook. And if you don't think the metaverse is big, Facebook changed their name to represent it. Meta. Talking about a business that is a multi-billion-dollar company with 2 billion users, changed their name and brand. Microsoft and chipmaker Nvidia are two more corporations that are promoting the metaverse. Companies that make video games. What? Companies that make video games are also taking the lead. Epic Games, the maker of the famous video game Fortnite, raised $1 billion. You guys see this? Fortnite has raised $1 billion from investors to help fund its long-term metaverse aspirations. Another major player in the game platform is Roblox, which describes the metaverse as a place where people can come together within millions of 3D experiences to study, work, play, create, and socialize. Consumer brands are attempting to capitalize on the trend. Gucci, an Italian fashion business, teamed up with Roblox in June to sell a line of digital-only accessories. I see that. Coca-Cola and Clinique both sold digital tokens that were marketed as a way into the metaverse. What do we say even in Starbara? Brand collaboration. Who else is capable of creating the metaverse? Although the metaverse can replace the internet as a computer platform, its development path is unlikely to be similar to that of its predecessor. Private industry is not only fully aware of the metaverse's potential, but it also has the most aggressive belief in its future. Okay, so let's go back to the 90s. When the whole idea of the internet and email came out and Bill Gates was out there talking about it, everybody laughed at him, including David Letterman. Netflix saw the future, and Blockbuster laughed them out of the boardroom. This time around, they're not going to make the same mistake twice. Do you know how I fully understood how big this was? Is when I found out that JP Morgan Chase created their own company called Onyx, and they created, how many pages was that? 49 page or something, or 13 page white paper on the metaverse and their involvement in it. So instead of this, normally, gamers, like the whole Bitcoin miners and stuff started through gamers. Gamers took their gaming rigs and turned them into Bitcoin mining rigs back in 2009, 10, 11, 12. It was the gamers first before the businesses picked up to this. This time around, the businesses are fully aware. Like I said, $5 to $13 trillion industry they're looking at. And they're the most aggressive. Not to mention the most money, the best engineering skill, and the most ambition for conquest. The leading technology companies want to own and define the metaverse, not merely lead it. So that even if we go back to Ready Player One, who was the antagonist in Ready Player One? Who was the bad guy, the enemy that they were fighting? It was a corporation. Corporations. They wanted to control the oasis. And the people were like, no, we want to leave it for the people to control. That's exactly what's going on right now. These organizations, these businesses, they don't just want to lead it. They want to be able to define it. Open source projects with a non-corporate attitude will continue to play an essential role in the metaverse. And they will attract some of the most exciting creative talents. However, there are only a few potential leaders in the early metaverse, including Microsoft, Apple, Meta, and Amazon. The metaverse crypto projects include Microsoft's Mesh platform. With this platform, the software giant builds mixed and extended reality, which is called XR, applications that integrate the real world with augmented reality and virtual reality. The US Army is reportedly developing an augmented reality HoloLens 2 headset with Microsoft for soldiers to train, rehearse, and fight in. I'm telling you now, the military has had this type of technology, like heads up displays, for 40 years, if not more. Furthermore, Xbox Live links millions of video game gamers all over the world. While Apple has lagged behind until now, Apple has lagged behind companies like Meta and others. Apple came out and they just stomped on everybody with their latest. I am not an Apple guy, but I want that technology. I gotta have it. They put everybody back to the drawing boards with their announcement. But when this article was done, it says Apple has lagged behind companies like Meta and others in releasing the first AR and VR gadgets. The Cupertino Corporation may not be too late. No, they're not. Apple has created a sophisticated HMD, head-mounted system, virtual meetings app for the impending metaverse. Apple's patent also covers several technologies that enable people to sense and interact with enhanced reality environments. We now see it. We now know what they were talking about. The former Facebook has previously made considerable investments in virtual reality, including the acquisition of Oculus in 2014. Meta envisions a virtual world where digital avatars interact via virtual reality headsets for business, travel, or leisure. However, there's too much about the metaverse that we don't know about to have strong opinions on who will lead it or how they'll bring us there. In reality, the metaverse is most likely the result of a network of disparate platforms, bodies, and technologies cooperating, though grudgingly, and embracing interoperability. The internet, as we know it, is the result of a somewhat chaotic process in which the open, mainly academic internet evolved alongside closed, primarily consumer-oriented services that frequently sought to rebuild or reset open standards and protocols. The future of the metaverse. It's unclear how real a true metaverse that perfectly mirrors actual life can be, or how long it would take to create it. Many blockchain-based metaverse platforms are still working on AR and VR technology to ultimately allow users to interact with the environment. PwC, a worldwide accounting and advising firm, estimates that virtual reality and augmented reality would enhance the global economy by 1.5 trillion by 2030, up from 46.5 billion in 2019. Facebook Inc., Alphabet-owned Google, and Microsoft Corp have all invested in cloud computing and virtual reality companies to anticipate the industry's expansion. There will be enormous money for firms. Do you see this? This is what I was talking about earlier today. There will be enormous money for firms that can monopolize certain regions, such as supporting platforms or services like payments, subscriptions, or advertising. Everything we just saw today. I've got lists, notes of this. Batching smart contracts, the end of high fees, tokenizing assets using the Bitcoin Lightning Network, simple contract language. So there will be enormous money for firms that can monopolize certain regions, such as supporting platforms or services like payments, subscriptions, or advertising, just as there was big money for companies who dominated the internet. So if you didn't have a basic understanding of what the metaverse was, you do now after me reading this. If you want to take your lessons even further, I go into even more detail. Let me show you. On Metaverse for $350. Here's what I have. It's 15 modules? Yeah, 15 modules. Streaming video. I've got lesson 1. What is the metaverse? 2. The metaverse too big to ignore. 3. The metaverse jobs of the future. 4. The metaverse and blockchain. 5. Top metaverse platforms. 6. The metaverse crypto voxels. 7. The metaverse Decentraland. 8. The metaverse sandbox. 9. Cities in the metaverse. 10. Artificial intelligence in the metaverse. I know I'm going to have to end up rewriting this one. I need to go through it again. 11. Facebook's meta. 12. Microsoft and the metaverse. I'm actually going to have to add one for Apple. 13. Education in the metaverse. 14. Interpol enters the metaverse. And 15, which is going to be leading because I'm writing another lessons called Metaverse Part 2 or 2.0, banks and the metaverse. Now, you can get started with these $350 for all of these videos, or anybody that has received the commander pack in Starvara, get to me and I have a special coupon for you. See, here it says enter coupon code, and I'll knock off $150 from the price, and you get it for $200. So anybody that wants these courses. And then I got even more. On the 26th of this month, I will be doing a 5-day challenge. And the theme of it this month is metaverse. Now, night 1, I am going to cover basic because we have a lot of new people that's coming on. So I'm still going to do what is cryptocurrency. But days 2, 3, and 4 is going to be all about the metaverse. I might even make day 5, keep how to make money in cryptocurrency. I don't know. I might make that metaverse oriented as well. So I've got 4 metaverse lessons, and I'll talk about how to make money on the recap call on Monday. I think I'll do something like that. So we got 1 basic, what is cryptocurrency, and then 4 lessons on the metaverse, 1 hour each night. And there's no cost to being a part of this. Just go to ilcachallenge.com and register. I'll put it up in the group here. Let's see. Let's go to ilcachallenge.com and register. For anyone that wants the courses, you can contact myself or my executive assistant, Miss Marnita Casa, and we'll get you the link so that you can order these. And if you already have a commander pack with the with Starvara, I'm going to give you a discount on my courses, my metaverse courses, not all the rest, but my metaverse courses. I might have to extend that maybe even with my NFTs. I don't know yet. Next, what's going to happen next? And again, from this, I hope you guys learned something new. But what's going to happen next is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, I will be doing the next live Vara presentation. It will be the same presentation as I did on Thursday because the new stuff doesn't go live until after Monday. So I can't give a presentation on something that's not here yet, which means, I'm planning on doing an international presentation Monday too. Yes, I'm going to do that. But as soon as they get me the new info, then I'm going to put that all together. But right now, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So that's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed today. There was a whole lot of fun, fact-packed information today to soak in. And I'm going to be watching all that stuff over again so I can see it a second time around. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.